Good morning, everybody. Hope everybody's had a great week this week after Easter and are having a wonderful morning of praise and worship. This morning I went a little bit casual on y'all and wore a shirt y'all seen before. It says, "This is my story, this is my song." I've been thinking this week that, as we're going about our day-to-day walk, that people need to be hearing and seeing our story and our song. Now, I'm not talking about just us telling them about when we came to know the Lord as our Savior, but how we live and how we honor Jesus. That's what everybody needs to see. So this week, as we're going about, let's sing our story to everyone that we see. When I was a kid, Saturday mornings were filled with getting up early, grabbing breakfast, and plopping down in front of the TV and watching cartoons. Oh, we just loved it. All the characters like Bugs Bunny, Porky Pig, the Roadrunner, Yosemite Sam. We just loved all of them. But one of my favorites was that old rooster, Foghorn Leghorn. Boy, I just used to love all the things that he'd say when he's messing with that chicken hawk. But my favorite, and it's still one of my favorites, was when he looked down at that little guy and he said, "Boy, you have just about reached the limitations of my medication." Oh man, that would crack me up. And I still use that today. But one I remember also was a really old one where a little chicken that he had gotten a little headstrong there in the coop and he thought he could make it out on his own. So one day he slipped away and he rode on to town and he was just strutting around, boy, saying, "Boy, this is great. I'm liking this. Everything's wonderful." Well, it was wonderful till a little bit later, an old weasel came along, and the only thing that weasel had on his mind was chicken dinner. Well, the little chicken, he was afraid, but the weasel said, No, there's no need to be afraid. I got your back. We're going to be good friends, and I'll take good care of you. Well, the little chicken, he believed that weasel, and they became fast friends. So they went about their days until one day, the old weasel decided it was supper time, and he wanted that chicken. Oh boy, that little chicken, he hightailed it back to the chicken coop, and he hid in there with his family and friends where he was safe. As Christians, we can find ourselves in that same dilemma as that little chicken was. We can be members of a church or a Bible study group and be surrounded by other Christians that can really help us to stay on track. But sometimes we can slip away from that group and we can find ourselves in places that we really don't need to be. Whether something happened in the church that caused us to be away, or we just been away for a long time because of something like COVID, or whatever the case may be, we just hadn't been to church in a long time. And when we're in that situation, old Satan, he can come in and try to trick us and take advantage of us. We're real vulnerable because we're out of touch with our support group and our church family. And the problem is sometimes we don't even realize what's going on until it's too late, and we've become chicken dinner for that old weasel Satan. We get to where that we think that we don't need to, or we just don't want to be in church anymore. Now, the Bible tells us that we shouldn't forsake the gathering together with other Christians. When we spend time together, old Satan, he will and can still try to attack us. But the difference is that together we can help each other to stay focused on Jesus and make it through those attacks. And then, just maybe then, we won't become chicken dinner. Hope everybody has a wonderful and blessed week.